ChatGPT Agent is a bit like giving ChatGPT, the regular ChatGPT that you're using today, and giving it arms and legs. Little bit scary, I think you'd agree, but also incredibly exciting. So let's get on with this. Hello and welcome to the Health Tech Marketing Show. I'm your host, Adam Chirinas, and this is one of those AI quick takes. So I'm going to talk for about 10-15 minutes about some cool new thing related in AI that I think as a health tech marketing person, you will find useful. So big thank you to you for listening. And of course, a big thank you to our sponsors, the great people at HIMSS. So today's episode is about ChatGPT Agent. So what exactly is ChatGPT Agent? Think of it as ChatGPT with hands and feet. So while traditional ChatGPT is a text conversation with a wealth of resources that OpenAI has trained its LLM on, ChatGPT Agent essentially gives ChatGPT agency to go out and search the internet, search other sources, and go out and do tasks for you. So it's a fundamentally different thing. The other thing is that you need to understand it combines three really powerful things. So first of all, it has deep research capabilities. So it has the ability to investigate topics across multiple sources, not just its own LLM. So the second thing is it can browse autonomously. So you can give it a task and it'll go off and navigate websites, it'll read reports, it'll go look at academic journals, all kinds of things like that. And then the third thing is it will interact with other tools that you want it to interact with. So for example, PowerPoint, and it'll do tasks for you. So for example, it'll go out and create a PowerPoint for you, which is not something you can do so easily with ChatGPT. Let me give you a real world example of this. So imagine, if you will, that you are VP of applications of a healthcare system, and you've been told by the CFO that, hey, we're not happy with our current RevCycle solution, so we want to investigate what our options are. So the way that you would do that today is you'd go off and you probably would start with something like Perplexity, and you'd also probably search ChatGPT as well, and you'd use that to do some initial desk research. You'd look at class reports, you'd look at Gartner, you'd talk to people in your network. Maybe if you're going to a trade show, if you're going to the local regional HIMSS, you'll go talk to some of the salespeople at some of the booths. And most of all, you'll also talk to people in your network. So that's a lot of work. That's going to take you several weeks to do that, possibly even months, and many hours of work. So the idea here is that with ChatGPT Agent, you can set it the task of going off and doing a lot of the digital part of that research. So you can send it off to go research who are the competitors. You can get them to go check out their websites and evaluate what they each do well, where the gaps are. So you can create comparison charts. You can go send it off to go into your class subscription and then review the class reports on RevCycle solutions to evaluate what are the ones that you should be considering, what do customers say about them based on those reports. You can then send it off to your Gartner subscription to see what the luminaries at Gartner think about this. You can then ask it to go off into your LinkedIn network and see who in your LinkedIn network may be a user of some of these solutions. And it could even, if you wanted it to, send them each a DM to say, hey, I'd like to talk to you about your experience with RevCycle. can we set up some time? Here's my calendar link. Anyway, you get the gist of it. Suddenly it's taken what would have been months worth of work, or at least weeks worth of work, and condensed it down into what'll probably take an AI agent a few hours to do. So, there's an interesting concept to get your head around here, which is if you ask Perplexity or ChatGPT a task, you give it a prompt, it's going to do it in a matter of seconds. If you create a custom GPT with a more complex task, it might take 10, 20 minutes to complete some of the more complex ones. But what you're giving the ChatGPT agent the task to do may take it several hours to go crank away and go do for you. The other way of thinking about it is for you as a marketing person, how you might use it. So let's say, for example, you're on the other side of this and you're launching an exciting new upgrade to your RevCycle solution, and you need the world to learn about it. You might use that agent, your own agent, to go create a briefing for the team, to interview the product marketing and product management team, to understand the benefits of the solution and the key features. You might then turn that into new web copy and a new LinkedIn copy. You might use it as a briefing for your agency to go create a new advertising campaign, and then a whole bunch of social media posts and a press release and. You get the gist. This thing, if you really get the hang of these of an agent like this, it can dramatically save the time that it takes to bring a new solution to market. So the possibilities are exciting. One of the questions that you might have is, okay, so I'm using ChatGPT already. Why is this different? And I hope you're going to get the sense here, right? So an analogy I heard the other day, which I thought was really good, was ChatGPT is a bit like having a brilliant consultant locked in a room who can only communicate to you through chat. The idea of an agent is you suddenly have an army of brilliant consultants who can go off in the digital world and do stuff for you. So fundamentally different concept there. There is some things to be cautious about. And what I think is very interesting in the announcement is Sam Altman himself was very cautious and guarded about the possibilities here. And so they're putting a lot of guardrails on what you can and can't do with these agents. I think I get the sense that OpenAI is a bit nervous about, what they're unleashing into the world here. But I'm really excited about this, and I'm certainly thinking about, with my own agency, how we can employ agents like this to do more and better work more efficiently for our clients. I mean, just even the simple things like, seemingly simple things that are actually quite hard to do, like personalization. So let's say, for example, that we're running an ABM campaign and we see that out of a target account list of 100 accounts, that 20 accounts appear to be in market. We could train an agent to automatically look for signals, figure out who the buying group is at the individual level, who they're linked, and get their email address from whatever trusted source you would use for email, and their LinkedIn profile, and create some personalized messaging to go out for it, and some personalized advertising as well. So that's something which we're already doing, but becomes a lot easier to do. So I'm getting really, really excited about it. So I think it's available now. I'm not actually positive, to be honest with you. We're starting to look into experimenting with it. If you've got any questions about it, hey, you know what? We're figuring it out too, but There's a link to book a call with me down below. If you've got any questions about AI and marketing or any other things, just book a call. We can have a chat about it. I don't know if I've necessarily got all the answers, but we're figuring out this in real time, and hopefully we can share some ideas together. So thank you to you for listening. Subscribe on your favorite podcast application or watch the YouTube video. And with that, I hope to see you on the next one.